This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Sam I Analyze Show. The streak is over, and how long will the captain be out? Let's analyze. I went to my first Knicks game of the season last night, and didn't go as planned. Yeah, I broke out the jewelry. I broke out the jewelry for the first game of the season. I was excited, but if you've never seen the Knicks jewelry. And look, I was excited, but I was nervous because, a lot of people think that the Knicks are the head of the class of the East, and obviously they've got to prove it. People are saying, oh, it's the Knicks, it's the Cavs, and who else? Well, in my opinion, I always said you got to give the Pistons credit. And I also said people are not giving Orlando their credit. And obviously, Giannis, as long as the team has Giannis, they're always going to be in the conversation. But Orlando has been a team to me that I feel that their size and physicality can be a problem for the Knicks. And that's exactly what happened last night. They bullied the Knicks from the beginning from the beginning of the game to the end. Now, some will say, well, it was a back-to-back. I'm not worried. I heard that already. I heard that, right? And I'm like, you're not concerned? Wagner, Banchero, who only played the first half, so he played only for a half an hour. He left the game with a groin injury. That's a team. Look, listen, pay attention to the Magic, who was right there. Was it Boston that they played fairly tough? They're a team that is built to be a headache. They really are. Now, like the Knicks, they did not play Knicks style basketball, and Mike Brown in his post game, I had to analyze some of the stats, and I was pretty. Bench points were pretty even. Points in the paint were pretty even. Orlando had more assists, but the thing that stood out to me was Orlando bullied the Knicks. It felt like, you know what it did? You know what it felt like to me? It felt like Detroit Knicks in the playoffs, but this was not the playoffs. I feel like Orlando came in here to send a message. Send a message. And I think they did. They were physical. They out-rebounded the Knicks. The Knicks had, what did the Knicks have? 37 rebounds to Orlando's 49. And say what you will, the Knicks have been dominant on the boards and things like that, and things didn't work out. Now, as the season goes on, teams are going to have more tape on you. That's just how it goes. They're going to have more tape. Now, I'm a huge Mike Brown fan. Yours truly was not a fan of Thomas Thibodeau. And yes, the Knicks caught an L last night, but listen, Mike Brown, for all you've been doing with this Knicks team, I rock with Mike Brown. I think he's doing a great job, and obviously this Knicks team is not a finished product. But I will tell you this, the Knicks do not want to see this team in the playoffs. They don't. I don't want to see this team in the playoffs. I think Wagner, I think he's a guy who, Franz Wagner, is a guy that, and he had, 28 points last night, 9 rebounds, and it almost felt like he can do whatever he wanted on the floor. OG Anunoby, I feel like he was pushing him around. And hey, OG, hello, OG. What happened to the 3-point shooting? The 2 nights ago, he was like 1 for 10. And where was OG last night? OG was not. He managed to be a +1, right? Oh, okay. He shot 50% from the field, so I'll give him that, 2 for 4. But I just feel, what happened to OG and the averaging 18 points a game and the best start of the year? He only had 8 points. Yesterday was just a tough night all around. Cat, 15 points, 12 rebounds. And then the captain, Jalen Brunson, 31 minutes and in garbage time. Listen, I dipped. I was out. 3 minutes to go. At this point, I was out. I was in the elevator going down and leaving MSG, and then on the train, and then I'm hearing, wow, 2 minutes in, I just missed. Jalenbrunson sprained his ankle. Okay, all right. Wait, during garbage time it was. I was like, I thought Tom Thibodeau was not here anymore. So look, I think this was a mistake by, and it happens. Jalen Brunson was, trying to will his team to a win. Now they're saying he was on crutches and things like that. Look, they play the Heat on Friday. If he was in a boot and on crutches, I don't see Brunson playing Friday, which is a nationally televised game. I don't see him playing on Monday. That's just me. That's the Sam Stradamus in me. It's common sense. I don't think he's going to play. It's not the playoffs. It's not like you have to win a few games to get into the playoffs to stay out of the play-in. So Jalen Brunson, El Capitan, get well. Get well. And the Knicks, this is an opportunity for the Knicks and others to step up and learn their way. And look, listen, they just, 5-game winning streak, 7 games at MSG. And they've got 1 game left on Friday against Miami tomorrow. Here's the deal. This is an opportunity for the next man up. But say what you will, second game of a back-to-back, I didn't like what I saw. There's tape now, and I think teams might say, oh, we're just going to bully the Knicks off the 3-point line and bully them and do whatever we want. This could be tape. This could be something to be concerned about. I mean, look, guys, are you concerned that the Knicks were pretty much getting beat up the entire game? And then they got it down to, I think, 9. And then in the fourth quarter, and that's when I'm like, when you're watching a game and you just have that feeling, you're like, and I asked my boy, I turned to him, I was like, B, you think they're coming back? And then he was like, and then I think there was a 3. I think I left with somebody hit a 3. Might have been Black or something, and I'm like, you know what, I'm out, done. I'll holla. And I left, and then about a minute and a half later, on my way out, Brunson gets hurt. So it is what it is. Just keep a lookout for this, what Orlando did to the Knicks. I don't know if this could possibly be something that other teams try to employ, physicality on this on these Knicks, but we will see. Now, thought I was in, and it's been a minute. I'm going to be back now more often, whether it's Knicks. And I have a question for you guys, actually. Right now I'm talking Knicks, but is there something specific that you'd like me to niche down to? Is it Knicks? Is it NBA? All sports? Let me know in the comments. I'm very interested. But Nico Harrison got fired. He got fired. And after 9 years, after 9 months of with the Luka stuff and everything, and they let him go. The board of governors and everything, the Mavericks were like, you know what, we had to let you go. And unfortunately, it doesn't help that you've got a guy in Luka who's lost the weight, finally taking his health seriously, and averaging about 38 points a game right now, balling out. It's early, but balling out. And young Cooper Flag, who's averaging about 18 points a game now. You know, it's not, he's not, and look, we're going to have to give Cooper some time to figure things out. But clearly the Mavericks are like, yeah, we've got to let you rock. We're not, you know, you traded away a generational talent. Cooper Flag is going to be solid. And I feel sorry that there's so much pressure on the young man. And I think he's going to be a solid pro. You know, he might end up being a star. But right now, watching what Luka's doing, it's not even fair. You've got right now, by the way, Cooper Flag is averaging 15.1 points a game. And shooting 42% from the field. And averaging almost 7 rebounds. So solid, but not Luka. So I have another question for you. You can get me in the comments. You want to talk Knicks? You want to talk about Mavericks and Luka, you know, and Cooper Flag? And was this the right move for the Mavericks? I think it's too late. I mean, it happened, you know, but they're just gonna have to move on. And you look at the Mavericks, by the way. Anthony Davis looks like he put on weight. Is it me, or he looks like he put on weight? And he's already a guy who's always hurt. Not good. Not good. What do you think, though, guys? I mean, Mavericks fans, I mean, they were calling for this man to be fired. Get him out. And I'll tell you this, too, by the way. I think the Mavericks, when healthy with Kyrie and all of that, I think they are a contending team, despite the fact that they are horrible right now and second to last in the West. It's still early, but they had to get, the fans were just not having it. So, but what say you? Let me know in the comments. Now it's that time. Congratulations to the Detroit Tigers, Tariq Skubal, for winning his second consecutive Cy Young Award. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm on most social media platforms at SamIAnalyze. Please like, share, subscribe, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, a tout à l'heure.